The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's in the Bill of Rights. I think everybody should know that. Unfortunately, this right is infringed every day in many places around our country, and they have been for a very long while. If you take the statement literally, any infringement on the right of the people to keep and bear arms would be basically unconstitutional and treasonous. Unfortunately, mamby-pamby politicians have destroyed our Constitution over the years, and now it's weak. This is the White Tiger Knight, and I'm going to make a video here of the federal gun laws and certain state restriction gun laws. Federal laws overrule state laws, and state laws cannot be less restrictive than federal laws, but many states have more restrictive laws than the current federal law. In my state, fingerprinting is required for a concealed carry weapon permit. One interesting fact that most people don't know is that no firearm signs have no force of law in many states. For example, Pennsylvania. If somebody has a no firearms sign on their building, that doesn't mean that you can't take your gun in there because you have the right to carry. So it has no force of law in many states. Colorado is another state where no firearm signs have no force of law, and you can legally carry firearms if you have a concealed and carry weapon permit, and you can legally carry them in different areas. I'm not sure about movie theaters, if anyone knows that, but I'm pretty sure even if the movie theater had a no firearm sign and you had a concealed carry and you had a concealed gun, I think you'd still be allowed, and they wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't have any law against you. They wouldn't have any force against you, representative in court or anything. So really, I think you'd be all right. The issue is that most responsible concealed carry owners, if they just didn't happen to know that the no firearm sign had no law against them, they would decide to leave their gun in the car. They don't think they need one in a movie theater. If they had one, I think they probably could have protected themselves. And again, the conceal and carry weapon is only for personal protection. You can't threaten somebody, you can't point it at somebody, you can't get mad and pull it out. It has to stay concealed, and it's only for your protection if your life is threatened. That's it. That's the law. And that's why we have the Second Amendment. In my state, we have what's known as a castle law, and basically that means that you can protect yourself and your castle. That be your car, or your person, or your house. You can stand your ground. We have a stand your ground policy. If somebody threatens you, you don't have to run. You don't have to turn your back on them. You can stand your ground, and you can legally use deadly force if your life is threatened. Say you're at night and you're in a car, someone comes up, they try to get in your car, they try to pull your girl out or something. You can legally use deadly force in many states to protect people and to protect yourself. And that's the only thing you can use it for. You can't threaten people, you don't point your gun in someone's face, you don't let anybody know that you even have a gun. The concept of concealed carry is that nobody knows that you have a gun. But even if you're not concealed carry and you have a gun in your car, you're allowed to have it in your car or your house. The castle law protects you. If somebody comes in your house at night and your family is there, you legally have the right to protect yourself and your family, and that is the concept. You don't go out looking for crime. You don't go around shooting people. You don't go showing people your guns and pointing them at people. You just simply protect yourself, and that's it. This is obviously not my concealed carry gun. I have a different gun for that. This is simply just a little video that I'm making here. This happens to film better than my very concealed, very small, very compact, and powerful concealed carry weapon for personal protection if I'm in the car or at the movies. And if one person could have protected themselves, they could have saved many people's lives. And if every single person there was a responsible concealed carry holder, then every single person would have the right and the obligation and the ability to protect themselves and their families responsibly without any kind of threats or any kind of negative reactions whatsoever. You simply protect yourself, and that's it. Open carry in my state is laughable. If I decided to take this gun here and strap it on my waist and go walking down the road, I would be tackled by 15 people probably. I would be stopped by so many cops, and I would probably be put in jail, my gun would be taken away, and I probably wouldn't be able to get it back for at least a year or so until I got out of the system, went through the court systems, and finally allowed them to give it back to me after it sat in the police station for a while. Now, this is messed up in America. It shouldn't be this way. My state is pretty lenient with gun laws. That being said, I can't open carry. Let's be real, people. I mean, in major cities, you cannot open carry anywhere. You will cause so much ruckus and so many problems, and you will probably, people will just start freaking out. In any major city, most major states with large populations, we're not talking about the podunks, we're not talking about out in the open fields. We got open land, that's great, that's a really wonderful place, you can carry all day, and it's great, and that's how it should be. But in major cities, people will freak out. And technically they see it as a threat. And if it's exposed and somebody sees you have a gun, they will be threatened by it and they will have fear in them, and that's why most people can't deal with it. And that's why in my state, if I went outside with this gun strapped on me, someone would take a shit in their pants. And they would call the cops. And I'd probably be in jail. And that's the truth. Let's be real, people. If you're not in the woods, if you're not in the forest, if you don't have land, you're in a city, you can't open carry. It's just laughable. Don't get me wrong, I desperately wish that I could open carry. I wish that everywhere you could open carry. I wish more people could conceal and carry responsibly. That being said, I actually do conceal carry everywhere, and I can and I do in my state, and it's great, but I can't open carry. I think, honestly, and I would have to agree, that I wish everybody could open carry, but given our current state, I think concealed carry is the best way to go. I think making sure that most people don't know you have a gun gives you the edge. I think that it's much better than just leaving it open, because the largest threat in most circumstances is that someone shoots you with your own gun, or somebody takes your own gun, or, that's really a big issue, because once a gun is introduced to the situation becomes much more threatening. And once people know you have a gun, they can target you. Then you have to target them before they target you, and that's going to force you into a situation that you might not want to be in. And that's the truth of it. So you might be wondering who's going to win this race here between the 2-2-3 rounds. I bet you won't figure it out, but we'll see in a sec. It's the knife. Bet you weren't expecting that, but I did that because pretty soon, with all the restrictive gun laws, this will be the only weapon that you'll be allowed to have. That really stinks. I don't think that's true, actually. I think that as Americans, we need to hold and keep and cherish our right to bear arms. We are the last bastion of hope for gun owners in the Western world. Any kind of civilized society, most of them are completely banned, especially in Europe, and most Asian countries don't even have any guns allowed at all. So the only place you can find them is probably South America or other countries that have major militia movements or problems. But most developed countries, I think we're the best, and I think we need to keep and cherish and hold and protect our gun rights everywhere. So speak out, be good, and make sure you do it responsibly so stupid idiots don't end up ruining it for everyone. That's it.